All right, so now that you've built out your website and you've really thought about the conversion elements on the site, the next thing is to make sure you've optimized the pages on your website for search. Because how often does it happen that you go to Google and you're typing your service, your City Plus plumber, your City Plus AC repair, and you're not ranking. And you're looking and you're like, man, I'm not showing up on this page. What gives? What am I doing wrong? And there's a lot of things you can do to give Google a stronger indication as to what your homepage and what your sub pages on your website are all about. And, there are literally hundreds of pages and hours of content on the topic of search engine optimization. But within the context of your plumbing and HVAC business, the main things are really having properly optimized title tags, H1 tags, using your keywords within your images, using your keywords on the URLs within your content. If you do those basic things correctly, you're going to start to give Google a strong indication as to what your website's all about. So again, let me give you some visuals as to what I'm talking about with this title tags, H1 tags thing. So I've got a visual up, and you'll see a spot there where it says optimize title tag, and it's pointing to the top bar on a web page. And if you go to your website right now and you look at that title bar, you'll be able to see what your current homepage and your subpages title tags say. Title tags are one of the most obvious things that Google looks at to say, okay, what is this page all about? And what should this page be showing up in search for? And what I see in a lot of cases is that title tag will say the company's name. So if the title tag if the company's name is Joe's Plumbing, then that title might read Joe's Plumbing. What you'd rather do is make sure that the homepage is targeting your main keyword. So if you're in Orlando and you're a plumber, you would want that title tag to say Orlando Plumber, and then your company website, and then some additional sub-page, sub-keyword. And so an example of how you would do this, don't leave the title tag the same across your entire website. Have a different title tag on all of the pages of your website. So homepage might be Orlando Plumber, emergency plumbing page might be emergency plumbing service, water heater page might be Orlando emergency water heater repair. And if all you did was go back and tweak your title tags, and of course update the content on these pages so that they had your keywords that you're targeting for that specific page, you'll be light years ahead in terms of where your website could rank within search. And again, H1 tag directly below that. And then most importantly, the content. So if it's the emergency page, write a good piece of content about, if you've got a plumbing emergency in this city, we're the company to call. And give them some tips about what to do in the event of a plumbing emergency and why your company is uniquely suited to solve that emergency situation. The content portion of this is extremely important. The latest algorithm that Google came out with was Hummingbird, and it really changed the way Google serves results. And it's really more based upon answering questions that people have. And so the more you can infuse question and answer type content into each of the pages of your website, the better you'll be able to perform in the after Hummingbird scenario. So James Cole has a question. He says, some people don't want to sign up for Google Plus account, so we use Facebook to promote. Thank you for your business cards sent to my office to ask for feedback. I think, James, you're asking if they don't have Google and you're giving them a card that says, hey, write us a review, and it takes them to the Google Places page, they're not going to do that because they don't have a Google account. And you're saying maybe use Facebook in order to do that. Yep, that and that's going to happen, right? And so when we request reviews, both through email requests and through the request cards, Google is probably the number one place we want to get reviews because it's the main search engine, right? It's the main place people are using. It's got the lion's share of traffic. With that said, we do want to diversify where our reviews are being posted, whether it's on Facebook or Yelp or Angie's List. And so it might be a good idea to kind of think about how we can drive people to the review site of their choice. And Austin says Review Buzz is a great company for reviews. I agree. I think Review Buzz is outstanding. A system that we tend to use and implement also is Nearby Now. Both great tools. Sometimes we've seen them used in tandem to create great content for your subpages and to really automate the review request process. So Austin Chase, thanks for sharing that. So like I said, I really want to share some case studies and some examples to really bring this together, because it's one thing for me to talk about, okay, you optimize your website and create these pages and change your title tag and your H1 tag, but sometimes stories and examples really help to bridge the gap. And so one of the companies that we've helped implement this is Southwest Plumbing Services out of Miami, Florida. And if you know anything about the South Florida economy, there was a time where building was on the boom. That was like in the 1990s, late 2000. Construction was at an all-time high. People were building, and Southwest Plumbing Services was a major commercial contractor. They were tied in with the big builders, and they had 100-plus employees, all focused on the commercial side of the equation. And you can imagine as building slowed down, so did business. And so the owner, Tom Watson, realized, man, I need to start to tap into some of the residential business opportunities that are out there, and internet's going to be key for that. And so he went ahead and he set up a homestead, build-it-yourself type website, something like what you see on the screen right now. And he was frustrated because he had the website and he spent his hard-earned energy building it. He did everything he thought that was important, created content, and he had some audio going in the background. But it really didn't drive much for him. It didn't rank in search. It didn't drive any calls. And it wasn't doing much. And so what we did was we moved him into a WordPress platform, and we built out the website like I'm talking about, pages for each one of his services, pages for each one of his cities, proper title tags, H1 tags. And you'll see if we now go and we type in Miami plumber, he is in the A position. Miami water heater repair, right there on page 1. And what I want you to see from this screenshot isn't that it's on page 1, but you see Miami water heater repair, and the link that shows up in search is the actual water heater repair page on his website. And the only way you can start to diversify what keywords you're showing up in search for is if you write specific content with title tags and H1 tags and actual page content for that specific keyword. So if we type in Miami gas line repair, right there on page 1 to the gas line repair page of the website, Miami boiler repair, number 1 listing, straight to the boiler repair page on the website. Moving over to city pages, right within Miami, there's Palmetto Bay, and there's Pinecrest, and there's Kendall. And so if we type in Palmetto Bay plumber, there's a page written specifically for the city of Palmetto Bay, and it talks about, if you're looking for a Palmetto Bay plumber, and Pinecrest plumber, second listing, straight to the Pinecrest plumber page. And so if you could just chime in for me and let me know if that's helpful to see how this plays out, and kind of an example of once you build the pages and you have the good content and you got the right title tags and the H1 tags, you can start to show up in search for a lot of these different keyword combinations. Okay, Steve, Cheryl, Megan, thank you very much. All right, that's good affirmations. Maybe I've got low self-esteem, but it really helps me get the sense that what I'm sharing is useful and not, just for the sake of it. And so if you do this, right, if you go in and you update your title tags and your H1 tags, you won't have to have that, question mark that says, man, I'm not showing up anywhere in search. You're going to start to show up in search somewhere. Now, the good news is you'll show up in search somewhere. The bad news is maybe it's not on page 1 yet. Maybe it's on page 2 or page 3. And so there's some additional work to be done once the website's set up with the right pages and the right on-page optimization. You have to do the work to build the authority. And I'm going to be talking about that as we go. Well, I hope you got a lot of value out of that training video. If you'd like to get even more details on how you really should be marketing your plumbing or HVAC business online, I'd encourage you to go to plumberseo.net/free. There you'll find a video training, completely free of charge, runs about an hour and 20 minutes, that goes into depth as far as what your overall internet marketing strategy should be if you want to maximize the potential of the internet, search engines, Google Maps, social media, pay-per-lead services, pay-per-click advertising within your plumbing or HVAC business. So just go to plumberseo.net/free. You'll be able to access that video training as well as an implementation guide that spells out how to do this stuff on your own. So again, that's plumberseo.net/free. I look forward to talking with you again soon.